Today we're going to be talking about the True Wine Lovers subscription. Yes, True Wine Lovers subscription. And you know what? It's not just a subscription, it's a club. And like most of you, I have tried so many different wine delivery services online and subscriptions. They're so easy to sign up. They're cheap. They promise this great quality wine and then they send them to you. You wait, you open the box only to be so disappointed by the quality of wines that they curate. The company we're going to be talking about today is called the Bonner Private Wine Partnership, and they've been known as America's most unique wine club. And honestly, I can agree with that statement, and you're going to find out why by the end of this video. I actually got to reach out to someone on their team and actually sit down and talk with them and find out a little bit more about the company, and here's what he told me. About 15 years ago, the Bonner family got a call from their father, Bill, saying that he bought a cattle ranch in an isolated frontier land in northwestern Argentina. The ranch was bigger than Rhode Island, mostly salt flats and mountains, and the altitude ranged from 8,000 to 12,000 feet. The result from this was a lot of really thin cows and what he called sand-fed beef. He told me that the silver lining was that they discovered a small vineyard hidden at about a 2.5-hour ride on horseback from the main house that they were living in. And this sat at 8,400 feet, and it was one of the most highest altitude vineyards in the world. The vineyard was so overgrown it took several years for them to clean up and figure out how to harvest it. But they had a little bit of good luck. They had this neighbor, which was just still about an hour away from where they were living, and he turned out to be a world-class winemaker. And 200 years ago, that neighbor's ancestors had brought the first vines to that same valley, hauling them over the Andes Mountains. As it turned out, that valley was scattered with these small extreme altitude vineyards, and wines from that valley continue to get 90-plus points from the greatest wine critics in the world, like Robert Parker. And yet, the best ones rarely make it to the United States. So one thing that really stood out to me while I was talking to him was that he told me the best wines in the world, they only grow from grapes that cling to the edge of survival while they're growing. And I thought that was kind of fascinating. So I asked him if he could explain it more and explain why, specifically to that area that they were living in. He told me that the valley that they grow their wine in, it has 80% more UV light than Bordeaux. It has a thin atmosphere with low CO2. They get low rainfall, which means the vines have to get their water from a nutrient-rich snowmelt that trickles down from 15,000 feet, getting purified in the process. Among all that, he also told me this area has strong winds. Also in the area, they get temperature swings of up to 70 degrees between day and night, which causes the grapes to enter what he called hibernation at night, which stops key nutrients from being consumed. Basically, it makes the grapes nutrient-rich. So think about that for just this 1 second. That is just this small, tiny pocket of the entire world where the climate is just making these grapes cling to the edge of survival and turning out to create these amazing, fantastic wines. And I thought about that and I thought, how many other pockets are around the world like that are just making these exceptional wines, but we just never have a chance to try them because they never make it to the United States. And that's exactly what their team does. They have this small-knit team that goes around to these little pockets of civilization and sits down at these small batch wineries and they talk to the winemakers and they try the wine themselves and they find out their stories and then they send them to us and we get these fantastic wines that we would never have the chance to try. And he said the reason for that being is some of these small wineries, they just don't have the capacity to ship in bulk to the United States. So the only way to try some of the wines that we're talking about today is through this partnership. So let's go ahead and get into some of these wines and try them and see what we think. I'm going to go ahead and open them up and let them breathe for a little bit. All right, let's jump into trying these wines. But first, I do want to mention that I am no sommelier by any means, but I do love red wine. So let's jump right into it. The first one we're going to be trying out is the Pyramid Reserva. It's a Malbec 2016 from the Valle de Uco in Mendoza, Argentina. And like I said, if you become a member of the Bonner Private Wines Partnership, you can sign up below with the special link below this video. We got a special invitation for you. But if you do sign up for their quarterly subscription, your first box will all be Malbecs from Argentina. Now, it's not just red wines. So before you start to freak out and say, I don't like red wine, yada, 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 it's okay. You will get whites. It's just this valley where the family comes from, they want to make the first box true to that area. So that's it. But let's go ahead and see what this tastes like. Like most Malbecs, we're going to see that this is dark in color. And as soon as I pour it out, I can smell it. That is very good Malbec. It is very elegant. I'm getting a lot of hints of spice, but also there's some kind of subtleness in like a little bit of cherry and some strawberry. Wow, that's very good. All right, so next up, we've got the Mendel Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, I know we said that everything in this box was going to be a Malbec. This is a Cab, but it's still from Mendoza, Argentina, so it's still in that whole area where this family wanted to stay true to their roots. So let's go ahead and give this one a try. This one smells a little bit more fruitier than the last one we tried. Get a little bit of like black currant or some kind of like flower in it. But let's go ahead and give this one a try. That one feels a little bit smoother than the last one we tried. You're definitely still getting more of the spice, but you're also getting a little bit of the oak too. You can kind of taste some of the vanilla and caramel and the spices. It's also a very good wine. All right, let's go on to the next. All right, so next we are going to try the Sunal Elogico Malbec 2018. Ooh, right away, this one smells a little bit more smokier than any of the other ones we've tried, which I like. I like when you can taste the wine, you can taste the barrel, and you can taste the oak. This one is definitely the richest one we've tried so far, the boldest. You can really taste the oak in it. It's got a very smoky flavor. Wow, that is a very good wine. Like I said, it is dry, it is smoky, so if you like that, then you will love this wine. Wow. I mean, it hits you when you put your nose in there. Very good. All right, next up, we are going to be trying the Laurens Vineyard. It's a Cabernet Franc from 2017. Also not a Malbec, but you know what? It is still from the Mendoza area of Argentina. So like I said, this first box, it's going to be all Argentinian wines from that little tiny pocket we talked about earlier where the grapes are like clinging to survival. So let's go ahead and give this one a taste. The first glass, this one seems to be a little bit not as red, a little darker. Kind of like a little more blackish hues to it. Wow, right. So we just got done smelling the really smoky one. This one smells a lot more fruity. This one's a lot lighter than the last one we tried. Still a nice dry wine, but it was a very good wine. All right, so next up, we have got the La Puerta Gran Reserva. It's a 2016 blend. And one really cool thing I've noticed is the bottle, for one. It's a really wild bottle. But also, you get this really cool number where it actually sees the bottle number that it's made. So we're on bottle number 3,312, which is really cool. In the grand scheme of things, that might seem like a high number, but I mean, think about how many bottles of wine these wineries make a year. Wow. So again, we got a very dark wine, deep hues. You definitely smell the barrel in this one. This doesn't smell as oaky as the Sunal we tried, but this one is you can definitely smell the wood in it. Maybe traces of like tobacco or something. It does smell very woody. Wow, that is very smooth red wine. It's smooth, but it's got kind of like a complex flavor to it. Yeah, this feels like a very well-balanced wine, but it doesn't feel boring. It feels like it's very complex, but it also feels like a very easy to drink wine. Wow, that's great. Okay, let's move on to the next. Last up, we have the Mayuko Vino Tinto Malbec 2019. So start off with Malbec. We got a little bit of like cabs in the middle, all still from Argentina, but now we're going to finish again with the Malbec. Okay, so now this feels like it has a different kind of aroma than the ones we tried. This one, like you're getting hit with like, it feels like red pepper almost. Something different. That is also very smooth and easy to drink wine. Wow, that's very good. It does feel like you're getting a strong presence of alcohol with this one, but you can taste the fruit in it. Wow. This is also a very good wine. All right, guys, these have been fantastic wines. I wish I would have had to open them all because I really wanted to savor them, so I am very much looking forward to my next quarterly subscription. And if you want to try these wines from this region yourself, all you have to do is click the link below this video right now. Bonner Private Wine Fellowship, they have given me a private link for all of our subscribers and everyone watching this video right now. You can sign up and become a member of this unique club. Remember, America's most unique wine club. I mean, that's awesome. So you can click that link and you can sign up now and you can start getting these wines delivered right to your door. And remember, it's not just Malbecs from Argentina. They go to all of those little tiny pockets of the world to find these amazing rich wines that you just can't get anywhere else. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, please go to informedamerican.com so you can sign up and start receiving real smart news in your inbox every day. Thanks.